Hello and welcome back. This is part 2 of my tips and tricks video for A Dance of Fire and Ice. In this video I will be covering World 2 and depending on time World 3. You'll be able to tell by the title of the video if I get to World 3 or not. And yeah, I'll have my tips, tricks, ideas. Make sure to go and watch the previous video, which was just general tips for the whole game and then also World 1. And yes, let's get into it. So, for World 2, let's go back to the first. Okay, so World 2 has a few concepts, and here's one that I'm going to say. World 2, if you play the tutorial levels and you just get really stuck up on the actual level itself, the actual song level itself, you don't really have to do it. As long as you can understand the concept of offbeats, World 2 is kind of skippable. You won't be able to do World 6 though until you do World 2, so in that case it's kind of required, but for continuity's sake I'm going to do World 2. So yes, again, remember you don't have to do spacebar. So as you can see from last video, we have that same 270 degree or the dotted quarter note, and then an eighth note. The only difference is they aren't right after each other, so you have some quarter notes in between that are just offbeat. Pretty self-explanatory, and again, this is why I say it's not really necessary to do two. I mean, it is if you want to beat the game, but like if you just don't like the level, it's not that hard of a concept. This is the exact opposite, where it's just the eighth note and then the dotted quarter note. Again, nothing too special there. Here, it's immediately the dotted eighth note, but again, this is very simple. The only thing is, if you're like me, as a percussionist, I'm not super great at playing offbeat. That was something I had to work on. I actually had to do this level. I had to come back to it multiple times, just so I could complete the song for 2. But, you know, if you need to, that 2-3 is also really useful if you get stuck on one part of 11, but I'll get to that when I get there. And this is just alternating dotted quarter and eighth notes. And then eighth note, dotted quarter. And for later levels, I'll probably do it slower so that you can see, but so there's the snail. Here's the rabbits I talked about in the last episode. This one doesn't go twice as fast until the second rabbit. Now it is. This is a bit disorienting, and it doesn't turn off with visual effects, so just, if you need to, close your eyes and just play with the beat for that bit. That helped for me. Otherwise, there's nothing else that's really too special about this level. So yeah, with that being said, I don't want a 3.5-minute video, so let's go do World 3 as well. Why not? So World 3 is actually kind of required. It's not kind of, it is required. Just because it introduces some of the more complicated things, like 3-point turns. So this, instead of just having a eighth note and then a dotted quarter immediately after, or only after some normal quarter notes, this has 2 dotted eighth note or 2 dotted quarter notes back to back over here, and 2 dotted eighth notes. And what I call these, if you remember, 2 fast and 2 slow, I call these 3 fast and 3 slow, which is kind of misleading, but yeah, that's what I call them. If you want to, you can ignore it, or you can call them that as well. I don't really care. And yeah, we'll see some other ones later. Dun, dun. 1, 2, 3. So if you saw there, it was 1, 2, bum, 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 and then it would continue on with quarter notes, or the 1, 2, 3, doon, 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 or it then continue on with quarter notes. Again, that's why I call them 3 slow, 3 fast, or yeah, but you can call them whatever you like. This is the same thing, but now it's the fast one and then the slow one. Or no, yes, fast and, yeah, okay. I also call these inside, because you can see I'm in between them, where on that one I had to go around. Like if you saw, I went in between, so I was inside of this loop, where on this I went on the outside. If I say inside, outside, that's what I mean. This one is the serpentine, that's what they call it. I called them the big S and the big C. This is the big C, this is the big S. If you think about it, it's still the same notes, right? A dotted quarter here, this is a dotted quarter, and then eighth note, and then kind of it's a quarter note, but it's almost like it's a fast note. So you can think of this as a sort of too slow, too fast, too fast, too slow. And we'll see what 2 fast and 3 slow look like. Oh, okay, that's embarrassing. But yeah, even someone who's played a lot can mess up. You understand, I hope. I'm just going to go on to the next one because I'm too embarrassed to do this again. So for this pattern, my goodness, I can't believe I messed that up. I almost want to restart, but I'm not going to. So this is 2 slow, and then 3 fast, kind of. That's how I say it, but, you know. You say it however you want. So there's this slow, and then this slow, and then fast, fast, fast. 2 slow, fast, fast, fast. So it's just 2 dotted quarters. Technically, it's just 2 fast and 2 slow, but again, I say 2 slow, and 3 fast, and then 3 fast and 2 slow for this one. Technically, I think I'm wrong, but I say I almost messed that up. I don't know. That's what I say. And then this one, I love the name. These tutorials are inadequate for what's coming. Forgive me. That's because this pattern is the very end of the song, and it's just you just have to know it. Because yeah, otherwise you'll just be stuck doing the whole song repeatedly, and you'll get stuck on this level, on this world, I mean. And so I highly recommend. Once you get to that point in the song, if you need to, come back to this and do it. If you wanted to know, the pattern is eighth, dotted quarter, quarter, dotted quarter, dotted quarter, eighth, eighth, and then quarter, and then it just repeats again. This one might just be better to look at. And on this, it's slow, slow, and then, yeah. Pretty self-explanatory, but it is slightly difficult, I will say that. And then, yeah, this is wind up. I think this one I'll just do at normal tempo. Probably some of the later ones I will do with speed trials and a slower, just so you can see what it looks like. But if you want to, you can, of course, just use the YouTube speed and slow it down. I just have to not mess this up. And there you go. I make it look kind of easy, but actually that takes some mental thinking. So yeah. So, with that being said, we're just over the 10-minute mark, so I think I will in fact call it here. The next episode will do probably 4 and 5, and then what I'm actually going to do is intentionally skip 6, and I'll explain why once I get to that next video. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and as always, wabam!